Hi, welcome to yoga, a little yoga and meditation. I'm Steven. And I've got a mat, I've got a bolster, I've got um, a blanket. You're here just for a little bit of yoga and a little bit of meditation. So, I'm seated on the edge of the bolster so that the pelvis is a little bit higher than the knees. And ankles placed one in front of the other. The pelvis is tilting slightly forward to free the spine. And then the shoulders are relaxing down the back. And then the hands can be facing down to feel more grounded. Or palms up if you need more energy. Either way. Maybe bring the eyes to a close. You can always keep your eyes open too if you'd rather, just looking gently down in front of you. Either way, finding your way to your breath. Just finding your inhale and your exhale, however you're breathing. Not trying to change your breath in any way. But noticing your inhale. Noticing your exhale. Breathing in, you might say to yourself, I am breathing in. And breathing out, you might say to yourself, I am breathing out. Perhaps noticing the rise and fall of the belly, or the chest, or the kidney area, shoulders, wherever you're breathing. Not trying to change it, but just noticing what's going on. Perhaps noticing the temperature of the air as it goes in and out of the nostrils. And if the mind wanders away from the breath, which it will, that's what it likes to do, just gently steer it back to your breath. Back to noticing your inhale. Back to noticing your exhale. And while you're here, paying attention to your breath, seeing if you can simultaneously expand your awareness to include your entire physical form. So just giving yourself a little bit of a body scan from the head to the toes, everywhere in between. Checking in with your energy level. And noticing your sense of comfort or discomfort in the posture. Noticing any slight aches or pains you might have going on, or maybe there's some aches and pains that have gone away. And just letting the sensations in the body, along with the awareness of your breath, just tying those two items together. Help keep you grounded and anchored here in your practice today and on your mat. Perhaps taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. Perhaps there's something you'd like to gain or something you'd like to let go of throughout your efforts and energy. And once your intention or dedication's been set, we'll just bring the palms of the hands together onto the mudra at the heart center. So palms, touching, thumbs touching the sternum. And here, we'll just take a deep inhale through the nose and follow with a deep exhale through the mouth. Another deep inhale, another deep exhale. And slowly open your eyes, coming back into the room. Welcome again. Look over here, maybe coming off your bolster. Maybe coming off the blanket as well. Keeping it nearby though. It might need it a little bit. And then, again, find your back. Way back to Sukhasana, maybe slightly changing the cross of the legs if you feel inspired to do that. Just inhale, hands up to the ceiling. And on exhale, I'm just going to twist to the right, taking the right hand to the right, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, twisting. Inhaling and lengthening. Exhale and twisting. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to the center, reaching back up to the ceiling. And on exhale, cartwheeling that left arm around. Taking the right hand to the left knee. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twisting to the left. Breathing here. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, twisting. Inhaling and lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Inhale back to the center, reaching the hands up. And just swimming them around behind your back. Come onto the fingertips behind your back. Take a little baby back bend here. It doesn't have to be the biggest back bend you've ever done. Just keep in control of the muscles of the neck so you're not flinging the head back. Just opening the heart to the ceiling. Opening the throat to the ceiling. Opening the forehead to the ceiling. Expanding the lungs. Breathing here. And on the next inhale, coming back up, reaching the hands back up to the ceiling. Next, I'm bringing them down, walking the hands forward. Maybe you come into the palms of the hands. Maybe they're just on the fingertips, maybe the forearms. You want to keep the sitting bones grounded. So if you've rolled off the sitting bones, you've gone too far forward. Otherwise, just melting here, surrendering to gravity. Every inhale, you're lengthening a little taller, creating space in the vertebra. And then on the exhale, just melting a little further. Inhaling and lengthening. And exhale, melting. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Reaching the hands up to the ceiling. And on exhale, we're just going to lean to the right. Just keeping the sit bones grounded again. But your palm of that right hand is on the ground. And you're leaning over, really breathing more into the left side of the rib cage. And inhale, coming back up, reaching back up to the ceiling. Exhale, just leaning to the left. 6 movements of the spine, waking up the body, breathing here. Inhaling back up to the center, reaching the hands up to the ceiling one last time. And just bring the hands down. Then we'll roll the shoulders back. And roll the shoulders forward. And find stillness with the shoulders. And we'll just drop the head to the right, drop the head forward, and then over to the left. Moving forward to the right, forward to the left, and back up to the center. Just bobbing the head a little bit. And then from here, we're just gonna roll over on the hands and knees, and maybe taking that blanket again, if you got one, and putting it under the knees, only if you need to. Finding hands and knees. We got the wrists under the shoulders, the fingers spread wide. We got the knees under the hips. And then here, just finding some organic movement. So maybe just shifting side to side in a bear posture, or maybe doing some figure eights with the hips. Just getting the kinks out of the body. Breathing here. And then finding stillness. We're going to bring the big toes together and the knees out wide and the hips to the heels. And just finding a child's pose, resting here, surrendering here. Again, maybe checking in with the breath. Scanning the body for sensations. And before you get too comfortable, if your arms are not already there, really reaching them up over the head, pressing into the hands, so the hands are flat like pancakes, and then the forearms are going to come off the ground, and then we're going to curl the toes under, even out the knees under the hips, and then lift the knees off the ground, find your body in an inverted V, downward facing dog, and just maybe noticing the distance between my hands and the feet. If it doesn't feel just right, you can shift forward. That might inspire you to bring the feet back a little bit, and then bring the hips up high again, blossoming the sit bones, relaxing the shoulders, maybe pedaling the feet. Looking under one armpit, and then under the other armpit. Breathing here. And then finding stillness. Even in stillness, there's movement. So even in stillness, we're relaxing the shoulders down the back, we're reaching the heels to the ground, drawing the belly in. Breathing here. Relaxing the head. We're going to inhale the right leg high to a three-legged dog, and just circle the ankle in one direction. Then circle the ankle in the other direction. And then bring the foot back down. Inhale that left leg high. Circle the ankle in one direction. Then the other direction. And finding stillness. We're just going to slowly begin to walk the feet forward. All the way to the top of the mat. Letting a standing forward fold. And you're just hinging at the hips, folding forward. Just imagining that the head is just like super heavy. It's like a bowling ball about to roll off the neck. And then maybe reaching for opposite elbows here. Or maybe letting the arms hang like a rag doll. Either way, we're going to slightly bend one knee. And then the other knee, just begin to shift side to side. And letting go of the elbows if you're hanging on the elbows. And we'll definitely bend the knees as we begin to step vertebra on top of vertebra, slowly unfurling the spine, finding your way into mountain pose, Tadasana. In mountain pose, you're relaxing the shoulders down the back. Hands are slightly open. Top of the head reaching to the ceiling, the jaws released, the face is relaxed. Breathing here. Grounded like a mountain. And while we're here, you can play with a balancing pose, a tree pose. So just begin by shifting all our weight into our right foot. And when you're really grounded in that foot, with that hip over the knee and the knee over the ankle, then bring in that left knee up. You can hang out here in stork or opening the hip. Finding a good place for that sole of that left foot. Maybe it's the right thigh. It could also be the calf. We're just feeling grounded, avoiding the knee if you can. The hands come to the heart, onto the mudra. If you fall out of the pose, find your way back up. You can even have like a little kickstand tree too, with like the foot on the ground. And finding something in front of you that's not moving. Your drishti. And then maybe you're growing the branches out of the tree. And then hang out here for 3 breaths. Trees sway. And after that 3rd breath, hands back to the center. Knee back up. Knee back, foot back down. Shaking out the root. So that foot. And then we'll just do it on the other side. So again, just shifting the weight like you're pouring sand into a sandbag into that left leg. Getting really grounded and aligned there. And then bringing the right knee up. And then opening up the right leg. Finding some place on the leg that's not the knee. And then the hands come to the heart. Maybe the branches of the tree grow out, finding some good sunshine. Breathing here for 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Creating space in the vertebra. After the 3rd breath, hands come back to the heart, knee comes back up. Bring the foot down, shaking out the root. We're going to find our way to the top of the mat if you're not already there. Inhaling the hands up tall. Exhale, swan dive, hinting from the hips, pulling forward. Inhaling and lengthening the spine. Flat back. Exhale, melting forward. Inhaling, reversing the swan dive, coming all the way back up. Exhaling the hands to the heart center. And inhaling the hands up. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward. Inhaling and lengthening the spine. On exhale, just stepping that right foot back to a little lunge. You got this blanket here for the knee if you need it. And we're going to line up fingers and toes. That left knee is over that left ankle. The back leg is long. It's beginning to shift a little bit side to side. Forward and back. Waking up that left hip, left hamstring. We're finding stillness. And lowering that right knee to the ground. Just finding your hands on the left thigh, evening out the hips, relaxing the shoulders. And once the lower part of the body is evened out, then maybe you're taking the upper part up. Anjaneyasana. Fingertips turned in towards the temples. Just opening the heart, breathing here. On your next exhale, bring the hands down, fingertips lining the toes again. We're going to shift off of that left sole, taking the sole of that left foot off the ground, keeping the left heel on the ground, lengthening the left leg, taking that right hip over the right ankle. Inhale, opening the heart. And then exhale, just melting to the inside of that left leg. Breathing here. Inhaling, opening the heart, bringing the sole of that left foot back down to the ground, curling the back toes under. We gather up our strength and set that left foot back to meet the right. Finding plank again. And then lowering the knees, elbows to the ribs and onto the belly. Inhaling, taking Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhaling, curling the toes under, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathing here. You can always lower the knees to the ground, hips to the heels, and take child's pose if you've done too many downward dogs. You need a break. Right now, we're just going to lift that right leg high. Step that right foot forward. Finding a low lunge on this other side here. We're lining up fingers and toes. Now we got the right knee over the right ankle. Left leg is long. It's like you're pressing into an imaginary wall behind you. Just beginning to shift forward and back a little bit. Breathing here. And then finding stillness here. We're going to gently lower that left knee to the ground. So again, it's a good idea to have that blanket if you like. Unless you adjust it if it doesn't feel like it's in the right place. And then finding your right and left hand on your right thigh. Evening out the hips, relaxing the shoulders. You can always hang out here. Maybe take the fingers high, relaxing the shoulders. Anjaneyasana on the side. Breathing here. On the next exhale, bringing the hands down. Shifting that right hip back, taking the sole of that right foot off the ground. Straightening the right leg, lengthening the spine. Inhaling on the exhale, folding forward, half monkey. Inhaling and lengthening. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, coming forward, bringing the sole of that right foot back to the ground. Left knee comes back off the ground, back to your low lunge. We're just going to step that right foot back to meet the left for plank. Exhale, lower the knees, elbows to the ribs, and onto the belly. Inhaling, opening the heart. Maybe it's a little deeper cobra. And then curling the toes under. Lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then we're going to inhale the left leg high. Lift up the left foot forward. The right foot forward to meet it. Standing forward fold. Then inhale, reversing a swan dive. Coming all the way back up. Exhaling the hands to the heart center. So inhale, sink the hips. Bend the knees. Awkward chair pose. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling and lengthening the spine. And exhaling, stepping, hopping, floating your way back to plank. Exhale, lowering the knees or keeping the knees off the ground either way. Elbows to the ribs, chaturanga or half chaturanga. And then another cobra or maybe upward facing dog. Your choice. Curling the toes under. Lifting the hips up and back. This time we're just going to bring the heel of that left foot into the center line of your mat as you step the right foot forward. Gracefully finding your way to Warrior One. So Warrior One. Feet are in opposite lanes of traffic. Hips are even. Getting grounded in the feet. You can always readjust on your way up. Maybe giving yourself a little self-assist by bringing that right hip back, left it forward a little bit. You got that right knee over the right ankle. And then sweeping the hands up. Relaxing the shoulders. Breathing here. And we'll inhale the hands to the heart center. And on the exhale, we're going to open the feet up to perpendicular, finding Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Arms opening out. Arms are parallel to the ground. You're looking out over the fingers of that right hand. Breathing here, catching your breath, Warrior Two. And then we'll flip the palm, that right hand to the ceiling. Inhale, take it up to the ceiling. Drawing the belly in, reaching the heart up there. Peaceful warrior. And then from here, we're going to toe heel that left foot back in a little bit. And we're going to straighten the right leg. And then tilt the pelvis forward as you reach with the right hand. When you can't go any further, bring in the right hand to the right shin. Left hand high, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Left shoulder over the right shoulder. Just breathing here. Body expanding in all directions, but it's also like you're between two panes of glass. Breathing here. Looking up at the left hand unless it bothers your neck. And then turning your drishti from that left thumb down to your right big toe, cartwheeling everything down to a low lunge. And we're just going to step that right foot back to meet the left for plank. Exhale, lower the knees or keep them off the ground. Either way, your chaturanga. And then inhale into your back bend. Rolling the toes under, lifting the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And then we're just going to bring the heel of that right foot in and set the left foot forward. Getting grounded in the feet, on the way up to warrior one on this other side. And we've got the evening out of the hips, the left knee over the left ankle, breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Ujjayi breath. Evening out the shoulders and then taking the arms high. You got the pinkies turned in towards the temples, drawing the belly in. Warrior one, you can always readjust the feet if it doesn't feel just right. Grounding down to the right side of that right foot. And then inhaling the hands to the heart center. And on the exhale, we're just going to open the feet to perpendicular. So now they're going to be in one lane of traffic. And then once the torso is in the middle, because you don't want to be leaning forward or leaning back. If you lean forward, you're living in the future. If you're leaning backwards, you're living in the past. You want to be in the present moment. And the arms spread wide. And you're looking out over the fingertips of that left hand. Breathing here. Vajrasana 2. Now flip the palm of that left hand to the ceiling, and he'll take it up to the ceiling, reversing your warrior on this side. Heart is reaching up to the left hand, the fingers of that right hand can walk down the right leg, keeping that left knee over the left ankle. Breathing here. And then as we transition into triangle pose, we're just going to toe heel that right foot in a little bit. Straighten the left leg, and then pour the pelvis towards the front of the mat as we reach with the left hand. When you can't go any further with that left hand, we're going to bring that left hand down. The left shin, the right arm high, looking up at the fingertips of the right hand. Right shoulders stacked over the left shoulder, right hip is over the left. Breathing here. Breath is flowing. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. And then turning your drishti from that right thumb down to that left big toe. We're going to cartwheel that right arm around, back to a low lunge again. And we're just going to step that left foot back to meet the right for plank. Exhale, lower the knees, elbows to the ribs and onto the belly. Inhaling, opening the heart. Exhaling, taking the hips up and high. Breathing here. Really reaching the heels to the ground, stretching out the calves, blossoming the sit bones, drawing the belly in, relaxing the shoulders, pressing into the thumb and the first finger. And then you're just going to inhale that right leg high, bend the right knee, take the right hip over the left. You're going to exhale, we're going to slowly bring the lower half of that right leg forward, setting up for pigeon pose. So Raja Kapotasana. If this bothers your knees, you can always take it on the back in figure 4 variation. If you're comfortable here, looking back, making sure that that blanket's just where you want it to be. You're on the top of that left foot. The foot's not sickling one way or the other. And then opening the heart tall and proud as you draw the right toes back. Exhaling, melting forward. Maybe you're coming to your forearms, maybe your forehead, maybe you're using a block here, or even that bolster we had earlier. Just breathing into the right hip. Maybe the longer you're here, the more you can melt into the mat. And then on the next inhale, slowly coming back up, drawing the hands under the shoulders again. We're going to curl those back toes under. And just take that right leg back. Take the left for downward dog. Just pedal the feet a little bit. Find stillness for a moment. Now inhale that left leg high. Bend that left knee, opening up that left hip. And on your next exhale, slowly drawing that left, lower half of that left leg forward. You're adjusting the blanket if you need to on this side. And then that right leg's going straight back. And on the top of that right leg, top of that right foot, top of those right toes, and drawing the hands in, opening the heart, and beginning to melt forward. Finding pigeon on this side. Maybe you're starting with forearms. Maybe you're already on the torso and the forehead. You can always take this pose on the back in a figure four variation if it doesn't feel just right. Breathing here. Maybe the longer you're here, the more everything melts into the ground. Inhale, slowly come up. This time we're just going to shift onto that right hip and swing that other, or to the left hip and swing the right foot forward. And then we're just going to bring the soles of the feet together, finding our way onto our back for Supta Baddha Konasana. And noticing the distance between the ankles and the hips. If you bring them in, how does that feel? Maybe a little further away feels a little bit better. You can always take that bolster and put it underneath the knees. Feels good. And then the hands can stay by the body, or you can always do up over the head if you need another shoulder opener, reaching for opposite elbows. Breathing here, scanning the body, listening to the breath. And before we get too comfortable here, we're going to remove the bolster. And we're just going to shift the hips to the left and just drop the knees to the right, keeping the shoulders grounded, reaching that left arm out long if you have room. And just taking a reclined twist here. If you don't have room, you can keep like a little half goalpost arm here. Maybe looking at your left hand if it doesn't bother your neck. Maybe giving yourself a little self-assist with the left hand or the right hand to the left knee. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly letting go, coming back to the center. Evening out the hips. On the way towards just bringing the hips to the right. And then dropping the knees to the left. And again, you got the shoulders on the ground, reaching that right arm out, or maybe make a little goalpost arm. And then taking that left hand under the right knee, self-assist. And just reclining your twist on this side. Breathing here. And then letting go of that right leg, finding your way back to the center, evening out the hips. And walking the soles of the feet and almost touching the hips, but not quite. And then evening out the shoulders. The palms are going to be down on the ground, facing down by the hips. Inhale and lift the pelvis off the ground. And then walk the shoulders in. Hands. One last back bend of the practice. Bridge pose. Breathing here. And then we're going to separate the fingers, separate the shoulders, lay vertebra by vertebra down to the ground. Sacrum is the last to land. And then we're just going to draw the knees in. Rock gently side to side. And we're going to find Shavasana. In Shavasana, you're just reaching the legs out. Maybe grabbing your bolster. Put your bolster under your knees. And the femur bones are resting in the femur bone sockets. The eyeballs are resting in the eyeball sockets. Maybe removing the glasses. Rolling the shoulders under. Maybe lifting the head off the ground to lengthen the neck and then gently lowering the head back down to the ground. The palms are facing the ceiling of the hands. Relaxing the hands, relaxing the face, relaxing the feet, relaxing the shoulders and the torso and the arms, relaxing the belly, relaxing the pelvic area, relaxing the legs, relaxing the ankles and the feet, letting everything go. If you had a special yogic breathing going on, letting go of that, and just return to your natural breath. Staying present and aware if you can, or drifting away. Either way, absorbing the benefits of your practice today. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, simply to be. And slowly beginning to deepen the breath. Taking deeper inhales and deeper exhales. And of course, you can always stay in Shavasana. You don't need to come out of it. You can stay there, fall asleep, drift off to sleep. That's fine. But if you've got places to go, people to be, deepening the breath. Beginning to wiggle fingers and toes and ankles and wrists. And just gently dropping the head to the left and the right. And finding stillness. And we're going to slowly draw the knees in. Just roll over to your favorite side. Could be the right, could be the left. Finding a seedling pose, a pose of new beginnings. Maybe making a little pillow with your hand under the side of your face. And just checking in with how you're breathing now versus the beginning of class. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. When you're ready, no need to rush. Keeping the eyes closed for a moment longer. We're going to slowly find your way back up to where we began in a comfortable, easy cross-legged seated position. You bring in the bolster with you as you go. Legs are crossed. The shoulders are relaxed. Shoulders are over the hips. And just bringing the palms of the hands together at the heart center. And we'll close today with just a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the mouth, maybe with a sigh. And slowly open the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for coming to a little yoga and meditation. And I'm Steven, and I hope to be doing more of these videos in the future. And if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat. Like this video if you liked it, and hope to see you all again soon.